So next we discussed about service desk, right? So first of all, what is your system configuration? How to check the system configuration? Guys, at least some people still available. Try to check any system. You have a laptop, check it. You have a desktop, check it. You don't have a desktop or laptop, go to your internet center, or maybe take your friend or any relative's system. Better to check their system configuration. Note down. Try to speak about it. Okay. Next, how to check the IP address and check your IP address. Tell about something about yours. Your mobile phone also having an IP address. Okay. So IP address is not fixed, but it is. Adding now, what is your MAC address? Next is important question is what is IP address and MAC address? Is IP address? What is a MAC address? Next one is difference between IP address and MAC address. Difference between IP address and MAC address. Okay. So what is the difference? MAC address is a physical address, IP address is a logical address. All communications by IP address, we can't, we use a MAC address in communication, but we are not communicating with MAC address. It's a physical address which is fixed, assigned by manufacturer of NIC. IP address is depends upon the network. We can change the IP address according to the what logical network you are following. So practice the answering for all these basic things also. Next important parts, like already yesterday I sent few messages. Check it. So what is network? What is a network? Networking, intranet, internetworking. What is internet and intranet, which we are already discussed. That's only I'm telling first. What is internet? What is intranet? Internet is a public, intranet is a local. Okay. Type of networks. What are there? LAN, CAN, MAN, WAN. Local area network, campus area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. Devices in network. This is also covering so many things, guys. Devices used in a network. What are there? Anyone? So hub, switch, router, of course, and internet. As for that one, modem is also additional. There's a few more devices are there, but important is these 4 devices are very important. Cables. Different type of cables we are use. Coaxial cable. Coaxial cable. Another one is twisted pair cable. In the twisted pair cable, 2 types. UTP, STP cables are there. Next is fiber. Optical or optical fiber cables. Fiber optical cables or optical fiber cables. Actually, it is optical fiber cables. OFC. OFC. Optical fiber cables. So this is a different type of cables. If you have missed anything, like I think I missed this one, please check once again in either in my channel or maybe anywhere. We are using twisted pair cable, guys. We are using twisted pair cables. Okay. Okay. Next, yeah, NIC. What is NIC? Network interface card. So it is also called a Ethernet card, LAN card. Ethernet card or a LAN card. So this NIC has MAC address. What is MAC address? Media access control. So also called as physical address. Physical address. Hardware address. Some people call it as a unique address, not uniquely identified address. There are so many names given by manufacturer. NIC MAC address given by manufacturer of NIC. It is a 48 bit represented in 12 hexadecimal. So that's enough. So and again Ethernet. So when you go to Ethernet and there is a fast Ethernet. Next level is fast Ethernet. I think I'm taking entire class. Giga bit Ethernet. This is a 10 Mbps speed. This is 100 Mbps speed. This is around 1000 Mbps speed. Or we can say 1 Gbps speed. Okay. So this is about a NIC. To create a network, so you want to put yourself into the network, like you want to create a network, you need a NIC first of all. So every device has to be connected to another device. So to connect a device to the network, we need a NIC. Okay, what is the use of this NIC? To connect a device to network, we need NIC. NIC can be anything, guys. It can be Ethernet, regular Ethernet, or Wi-Fi, anything, any form. We can able to connect it. Okay, so this is the basic things. Okay, next one is the how you connect. So the way you connect is based on that there is a physical topologies. Topologies. What are the physical topology? The way the devices are connected. Anyone? Bus topology, ring topology, mesh topology, car topology, hybrid means mixture of two or more topologies. This is separate points. So the point to point, point to multi-point, point to multi-point topologies, and some are one or two additional topologies are there. Some people say there is a tree topology. Okay, so don't go with the tree topology part, guys. Generally, these four are very important. Okay, plus hybrid. Even here is also I have written LAN, MAN, CAN. This is a standard, but some people putting PAN, personal area network, home area network, for storage also storage area network. So I don't mind about it, just depends upon you how you explain. These are the different topologies. Out of this topology, we are using star topology, a star extended star topologies. Star plus star become extended star topologies. And are we given a devices? Different devices we use to communicate. I'm not explaining each device, otherwise I'll give you one point in it. LAN is local area network, WAN is wide area network. This is internet, this is intranet. Physical topology. What are the left? Very good. Protocols. Of course, port numbers. Port numbers are representation of protocols in the numerical form. Okay, so different protocols are there: HTTP, HTTPS. Okay, both are for a web-related communication. HTTPS is for SSL. TP, HTTPS. FTP, file transfer protocol. HTTP, hypertext transmission protocol. So next, SSH, telnet. And SMTP. There is a RDP also there. SMTP, POP3, IMAP, version 4. Okay, so these three are for a mail communication. To send a mail, we use SMTP. To pull the mail means this is for a push mail. I want to push mail to server, SMTP. I want to pull the mail from server, POP3 or a IMAP. POP3 download the mail to your local machine. Okay, IMAP version 4, like it is not download, just it is like a copy paste type. But three are a mail communication. I will try to forward one or two videos, Outlook videos also there. So then I will try. Okay. So SMTP, POP3 and IMAP. Okay. So then it is one more is there. Not yeah, NTP. NNTP is also there, but NTP is enough. TFTP. FTP. SNMP. BR. BR. OS. Kerberos. LDAP. DHCP. DNS. No, not required to separate all these things, guys. It is I put all these things separately. It does not mean you have to make a gap. But why I'm trying to show you as a separately, because it's like a group. See, it is HTTP, HTTPS are a web related. This is the same web related but not completely web related. It is a file related. So here you download a web pages, you will download anything from the web related. Okay, like you download files or pictures or videos, you download it through internet. So using FTP protocol. Through network, it is simply say through network. These three are a remote access protocol. Remote access protocol, SSH, Telnet, RDP. So these three are mail communication protocols. This is remote protocol and this is also a remote access protocol, but not a remote access protocol. This is remote access, like this is a TFTP. TFTP is not remote access, it is a remote configuration, either upload or download the remote configurations. Remote configuration only, but time it will configure the time according to the server. You want to maintain that time according to the server. You want to sync the with your server NTP server time. Use NTP protocol. This is to get an IP address. This is to get an IP address for a name, like you have a domain name, but you want an IP address, DNS. You don't have an IP address for your system, you'll get an IP address from DHCP server. I will explain it separately. So this is both are network related. SNMP is a monitoring purpose, monitoring. Kerberos LDAP authentication protocols. Okay. Already I explained it. Just I want to give a small revision. At least what we know, we should know that strongly. Okay. That is first important, guys. Okay, what is we doesn't know we will learn, but what we know we must know with a very strong understanding. HTTP port number is 80, HTTPS 443, FTP 20, 21, SSH is 22, Telnet 23. By looking at this, there are following a sequence, but not required to follow the sequence, guys. Only better to follow group wise. SSH Telnet. Both are text-based remote configuration. It is a remote desktop directly. 6633 890. It is a completely different. The port number is a very big one. SMTP. It's a 25. Port number is 25. POP3 is a 110. IMAP is 143. Okay. 69. Yeah, TFTP. NTP is 123. Otherwise, check it, no problem. I got it out. NTP. What is NTP? What is a NTP port number? So it's available. See 123. Okay. So what is the use? NTP is a UDP protocol built on a UDP where one port number is used for NTP server communicate and NTP client port is 1023. So this is server port and there is a client port. So what is the NTP protocol? It's designed to time synchronization of a network machine. Okay. Yeah, someone put a message. Okay. So Vandana Shukla came. Guys, forget to say if your majority people are not attending, so I don't continue the class. Check with that one. What I'm taking in a classroom, that is different. Okay, majority is not attending, I cannot continue the class. 768, 53, 61, 161, 162. Kerberos is around That is a Kerberos 88. LDAP 389. Okay. These are the main port numbers and protocols. It's a general port numbers and protocols, guys. It is very useful. Just I'm giving a part, but abbreviations are important and use is also important. So DHCP, okay, assign IP address, or we can say assign or configure IP address to client DHCP server. So DNS server, it maps name to IP address. Okay, so important is, okay, it gives okay, so name, it map name to IP address is enough, so I will explain it later. So this protocol has some an MP protocol. What is the use of this protocol? Monitoring. We monitor infrastructure, so we use it for a monitoring. This is our Microsoft right? Microsoft, it has become very big one. In the Active Directory, because directly Active Directory is there, no? So Active Directory. See Active Directory only in Microsoft Windows servers. So Active Directory uses this Kerberos protocol. Okay, Active Directory authentication protocol. LDAP is also authentication protocol, but not binded to anyone. Authentication protocol, but it is open protocol, not binded to any operating system or a organization. This is we are used to configure time, or we can sync time. It's a server. This is I already tell from client push mail to server. Exactly like if this is pull mail to server. This is also pulling like a client side. Both are client side only, not server. I am pulling the mail. I am pushing the mail. Okay. Like a, this is like a send. This is like a receive. What I am doing. This is like a send, receive. Why my mind is correct only. This is correct only. This is for a receiving, but here it is like a it is pop IMAP. You receive means mail. It's like it is a kind of copy paste. This is like a kind of cut paste. Okay, I will explain all these things later. So, but this table will help you to understand. Okay, this is for a accessing web pages. So, web communication, right? Web page means web related communication. Okay, so So this is same web pages you can access over SSL encrypt format. Encrypted. This is to upload and download file server. SSH, remote access, but there is a encryption. Telnet is also remote access. No encryption. Why no encryption? Of course, don't use any encryption. It's a plain text format. No security at all. This is also remote access, remote desktop access purpose. Okay, guys, try to understand. This is also remote device configuration, load or download. So few one or two you can easily ignore it, no problem. For example, TFTP, ignore it. NTP is very easy, better not to ignore it. TFTP you can ignore it. So it is UDP protocol, and this is also UDP protocol. Okay, these are all UDP protocols. You can see these are all UDP protocols. But TFTP you can ignore it. RDP, if you should know about RDP. Port number wise, you can maybe ignore it, no problem. But RDP is a good protocol again, so that don't ignore it. This is a very important protocols. Do not ignore these things. Don't ignore. Do not ignore. Do not ignore. Okay. So yeah, of course you can slightly ignore these protocols. TFTP, Kerberos, LDAP. Because in this stage, in a level 0 stage or level 1 stage, maybe that much pressure won't be there on the Kerberos and LDAP, TFT. But most remaining are DHCP is common, DNS is common, Kerberos is common, of course. We are in a service desk and we need a monitoring, that is SNMP. Okay, protocols are important. Yes. OSI layer. So next is your OSI layers. So what is the OSI layer? Open system. Guys, you can also tell, no problem. Interconnect. Open system, interconnect. Next, it is a 7-layer model. This is also called a 7-layer model. It is nothing but a reference model. Reference model. What is the use of this one? What is the use of this model? To create or understand or troubleshoot network. So what are the OSI layers? Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, network layer, data link layer, and transmit. These layers are numbering from bottom to top because layer 1 is a bottom layer, layer 2, layer 3. These are 3 are a hardware layers. The layer 4 is a transport layer, is a heart of the OSL layer, and it is providing end-to-end connectivity. Session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Okay, so these are the 7 layers of OSM model. Each layer having a certain specifications, guys. So please go through once about those things. The physical layer converts bit stream into, yeah, you can go from top to bottom or bottom to top also. So we will go from top to bottom. Application layer is dealing with the application part, means protocols, application, like a client side application, okay, server application, like a web browser. Example is a web browser. Always say web browser. When I told this example, so some of one of my previous batch student called to Madhu sir, is another trainer. He called him and asked, said, Latif sir said a web browser is a example for application layer. How it is possible? So many things. Then Madhu sir replied, so what is the best example other than web browser? And he scolded him. So sometimes people won't believe it is because of influence of academic studies. Okay, I'm not saying academic studies are wrong or lecturers are wrong. I'm saying there is a small barrier is there because we also don't know much about these theoretical parts. But later on days, like later 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, while we are telling about it, while we are reading about other things like CCNA material, Microsoft materials, when we are doing practicals, we can understand at least few examples. So that is the which layer wise troubleshootings. Okay, but in academies, it's about the textbooks. It's all about a textbooks. It's all about a degrees. It's all about a power of degree only. So like engineering, masters, MTech, ME, PhD. So only that power plays. Knowledge is there, not there. I don't know. That's like a lot of colleges, lot of people having a knowledge, but that knowledge is again in a textbook. Like I got an opportunity to teach. One is at Nagpur University. I got it. Another one is very recently at some university, some college. But I cannot take the class in academic range. Academic range is more theory. You should know how to write very lengthy part. But here it is, theory is important, but it is up to certain mark. 1 or 2 points is more than enough for a starters. Okay, so like application is all about what protocol you are using, what application you are using. Okay, what server application it is, like this: web browser, web server, web browser, web server, mail client like Outlook. Outlook is a mail client. And mail server is a server. Mail server is a Exchange server is a mail server. It's a server application. Okay, so fault in the application range. Either you use a different protocols or a different application, client application issue or a server application issues. You may get a problem, right? You may get a problem. So layer-wise troubleshooting. I open my Outlook. Or I'm trying to send a mail or receiving a mail. I'm trying to connect to my mail server. I'm not connecting. I got a 404 error. For example, this is a web browser, no problem at all. Okay. So look at this is the 404 page not found. Okay, so this is the picture I got it like this. It means I am connected to net in the internet, so I no need to troubleshoot. That's a picture is there now. Yeah, here it is. This is the picture. Okay, so you can see 404. That's an error. Like different ways it is showing the 404 errors. I am showing like images. See it is 404 errors. So you open a website, it is showing page not found. It meaning is it is a problem with the web server, not with the internet. So you don't need to do internet troubleshooting. Simply you can understand it is a either you open a website or a web link is wrong, your website, or a web page is wrong, or it is a problem with the server. Both sides will be there. In client side, either you open a website wrongly, okay, you have means wrong website or wrong page in the website or a web server related issues. So that is 404 page error. So this is belongs to application layer only, protocols, port. Okay. You know, when you open a certain website, it is showing like this, unsafe website warning, like it shows like this, right? Unsafe. Okay, your connection is not private. So why it is coming? Because of HTTP, HTTPS related certification related problem. It is a protocol and web server related issues. And client side as also there is some issues, but not related to the network. There's a lot of reasons we are getting this one, but some reason is like that. Of course, time synchronization related issue is also there. For example, my current time running exactly like a 2nd September, 2nd September 2022. If in case I change my date to the 1st January 2022. Lot of difference is there now. So when I open a website, it will won't open also. And that is also possible. But in general, what I'm trying to say, I want to communicate to a website, I use a HTTP. If I use FTP for that one, wrong, right? So protocols wise, port number wise, HTTP, HTTPS wise. So there is a difference is there. Okay, protocols, port numbers. So presentation layer is about encoding, decoding. I'm explaining at a time. So what are the issues? Encoding, decoding. So it encode the data, whatever the data it is there. Either it is a picture form, or it is a text form, or HTML form, or it is a video, or it is audio. It encodes into the ASCII format and it decodes that ASCII format to normal format when it is received. It compresses the data. So it is a compression and decompression. Okay, so when we are sending, we compress data and we decompress data when we receive it. So and last one is encryption. There is a three things: encryption and decryption. It encrypt the data and send it, and decrypt the data when it is received. Like a HTTPS, HTTP, SSH, Telnet, SSH encrypt the data. So then encryption is required. To encrypt the data, we need a encryption key, which is given by different algorithms. SSH is like a RSA algorithm. SSH use RSA, SSL, TSL, RSA, SHA, MD5, SHA1, SHA256. Okay, so like this, different encryption algorithms are there. So used to encrypt the data. So then, and we can able to send it. So in presentation layer, we'll take care of the encryption method. Session layer will create a session, maintain the session, and terminate the session. Okay, so compulsory guys, in a presentation layer, compression, encoding, you cannot do anything, but make sure that your protocol, what protocol you're using, encrypted protocol or a decrypted protocol, and the encryption is based on any certification. Make sure that certification must be shared. Certification must be shared or understandable, means server to client. The certification related issues will be come. For example, work folder practical is there. In that one, I have to create a certificate, share the certificate to the client. So then client know how to decrypt the data. Okay, so server side encrypt and send, client side take the packet and decrypt to that one. So we need a key sharing or certificate. Certificate also contains a key. Certificate means it contains a key. Encrypt and decryption. Session is a create, maintain, and terminate. So what is the termination? It is session. So when I open a website, it is session will be created and maintain till I got a complete page loading. Okay. So session layer wise also there is a issue is there. So already I told one example, that is my when I connected to Wi-Fi. So I am using a IRCTC app to book a railway ticket, and all of a sudden the power cut. Then the session is not continuous. Even though my mobile is immediately changed to 4G, but session is not continuous. Again, I have to log out or close the application. Again, I have to open. Means the network changes or network interruption, session may be interrupted. Okay, so you have to maintain the session. Okay, like that. So if you are downloading big downloads, big files you are download, but there is a problem with your internet and other kind of stuff. Okay, so there is a lot of possibility of disconnection. What we use, we have to use download managers. So very simple it is. You know, one more point. When you are making a payment, right? When you are making payment or a transactioning amount, what warning it will shows? Do not refresh or back the page. Don't go to back. Don't click on the back button. So in a browser, you can see that there is a back button. You can see. Do not click on this back button. Do not click on this refresh. Wait till the payment completed. Either it is fail or successful. You have to wait. Why? Because if you go back, session will be disconnected. If you refresh, new session will be created, means old session will be disconnected. This is another best example session part. Another example. Okay, when you are making a payment, so you given all the details. Finally, last click. Okay, fine, finish, right? And you enter the OTP. Then it is taking 1 or 2 seconds, sometimes more, sometimes more. So then what happened? The session layer. Okay, the session is maintaining that time, so it makes sure that it is whether transaction is successful or failure. It will return that page once that part of session is completed. If you go back or you refresh the page, the session will be disconnected and new session will be created. Obviously it will throw an error, so that you don't understand what happened there. Okay, like this. This is a very important. Transport layer is the duty is segmenting. It segment the data. 1 second. Is any session is going on now? Guys, sorry. Revan sir send a message. Gaurav, Akshay Pal, Amarjit, Ankit, Balkrishna. Balkrishna is not here. Arvaj, Ankush, Rajesh, Soni. I want above available for version test at 11:30. We crossed already 11:30. Other, please continue the tech batch. How many people are there? Okay. So, yeah, 6 members. No problem. Okay. So, transport layer will do segmenting. TCP, UDP kind of stuff like numbering sequencing. Segmenting and numbering sequencing. So error correction. Error correction will occur. So what is the duty of transport layer? Error correction, end-to-end connectivity. End-to-end connectivity. I'm not writing that one. End-to-end connectivity. TCP and UDP multiplexing. Flow control. So do flow control. Okay. So the final packet from the transport layer is segment. So network layer is dealing with routed and routing protocols. So routing protocols are RIP. Yeah. Currently we are using version 2, but I'm not writing version 2. EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, ISIS. These are all routing protocols only. Just I'm writing only 3 interior gateway routing protocols. Routed protocols means IP address. Dealing with the IP address. Okay, this information added to your packet by adding a source IP plus destination IP address to your segment. This is called a packet. Yes, this is what I'm trying to do is make it more useful of your network related. So maybe they will go depth or not, we don't know. No one knows. It depends upon your background batch is also there. Okay. So the segment is formed after this one. Okay. So all are combined. Segment will be there. So TCP to PDU, then it is a segment. PDU means packet data. So network data link layer is dealing with the LLC and MAC address. MAC. Logical link control. So it is all about WAN protocols. What are the WAN protocols? PPP, SDLC, frame relay, like a switch based protocols. Okay. Frame relay. I am putting MPLS also here, like this. Yeah, you know MAC address. We discussed about your MAC address, right? So it will add a source MAC address plus destination MAC address to your packet, and there is a CRC, cyclic redundancy check. Then it is become a frame. CRC, cyclic redundancy check. So why CRC? So what is the duty of this one? So here it is, for a transport layer and all we have tell, but in a here one more additional feature is there. Not only IP address kind of stuff, like not only MAC address, CRC is there. What is a CRC? Is error checking. CRC used for cyclic redundancy check, used for error checking. Okay, so where is error correction? Transport layer, error correction. Error checking, data link layer. Physical layer. So what is physical layer? So we will discuss physical layer. The frame. The frame is converted into bit stream, and bit stream will convert into bit stream will convert into either electrical signal, or light wave, or radio wave, depends upon media. Okay, so radio wave in case of Wi-Fi, wireless. Light wave in case of optical fiber connections or fiber optical channels. Electrical signal in case of regular Ethernet. Okay, so this is a very simple explanation of YSI layers, but it is only taken a lot of time. So it is that much time it is taken. TCP IP layer. Only 4 layers are there, guys. Application layer, transport layer, internet layer, network access layer. The NIC comes under network access layer. It's a combination of data link layer and a physical layer. Internet layer is nothing but a network layer in OSI layer. Transport layer is transport layer, not changing it. That's the duties. Application layer is application, presentation, and session layer of OSI is 3 layers combinedly become one transport application layer in TCP/IP model. Okay, this model also called as a DoD model. You can try that one, defense. Okay, Department of Defense model. Okay, transport layer is a transport layer, same duty. Network layer we call it as a internet layer. Okay, so guys, also remember data link layer error checking, transport layer error correction. Error correction in terms of if packet is missing or packet is having an error, it resend the packet. And there is a important is TCP and UDP differences. Please check the TCP UDP differences. Mainly TCP acknowledgement based protocols comes under TCP TCP. Example HTTP, FTP, SSH, Telnet, MTP. All these are belongs to TCP protocols. UDP, okay, no acknowledgement. Meaning is it sends packet. It does not receive any acknowledgement. Okay. Acknowledgement based protocol comes under TCP. Means if you send a packet, so packet, the destination sends, or we can say we send a packet and receive acknowledgement packet to confirm delivery. Okay, so it makes sure that your packet is received. Okay, the meaning is if your packet is you send a packet, so and you don't receive any acknowledgement to confirm packet delivery. Okay, so examples of this protocol are TFTP, recently we learned NTP, DHCP, DNS, like this. Okay guys, so reliable protocol, non-reliable protocol, connection oriented protocol, connectionless protocols. We are already discussed all these things. I thought so in a very if you got any questions, how many people really give an answer, and few are lengthy parts. So in a lengthy questions, we can able to score more. Okay. So only one thing is left, that is a IP address and subnet mask. I will complete this thing. I will do it. So what is IP address? It is a logical address. IP address is logical address. Okay. It's a logical address. Okay. So it is uniquely, very carefully have to tell this statement. Uniquely identify a device in network. Okay. So it means in the network you have to identify a devices like a PC1 IP address, PC2 IP address, PC3 IP address. All network address same, but host address is different. Okay. So I'm not going much like in IP. In the form of IP, we have IPv4 and we have a IPv6. Two type of IP addresses. I'm going with only IPv4. So already I told IPv6. So better to go once. So in IPv4 is 32-bit. only one or two differences, not more. IPv4, it is a 32-bit. 2 to the power of 32, meaning is almost 4.3 billion IP addresses we are getting. Okay, so that is the main IPv4 and 32-bit. So it is representation is decimal format. Okay, so we write IPv4 in the decimal format. Okay. 4, it contains 4 octets. Okay, each octet size is 0 to 255 maximum. In coming to IPv6, one or two differences only. 128-bit. Don't forget this 32-bit and 128-bit. Okay, so 2 to the power of 128 is very large number. 3.5 billions of IP addresses. So exactly say it's a 10 to the power of 38 billions of IP addresses. We represent this one is hexa decimal format. Okay, it does not contain 4 octet. It uses 32. Yeah, it contains blocks. Okay, so there is 8 blocks are there. Each block contains 4 hexadecimals. So 32 hexadecimals we are using. 32 hexadecimals we are using. 128 bit, right? So that's 32 hexadecimals we are using. Next, it contains 8 blocks. So each block 4 hexadecimals are there, and divided by colon. Okay, here it is. 4 octets divided dot. Okay, so some other differences are there, guys. Just important point is IPv4 address are divided into classes. Class A, class B. You know, one interview I heard this question: why it is divided into classes? That is a lot of reasons are there. Depends upon the size. Depends upon the size and best utilization. They divide these classes. For example, class A is from 0 to 127, 1 to 120. What happened? 26. Why 126? I will tell. So 0.0.0.0 is reserved IP. Next, we don't assign this IP. So no use. No, we don't use this one. Next, 127.0.0.1 is a loopback or local host. Every PC has its own IP address is a 127.0.0.1. Self-testing purpose also they are using. This also not using. That's it is 1 to 126 also correct one. 128 to 191. 192 to 223. 224 to 239. 240 to 255. So these are the classes, and class A is R&D. No one knows till now what is the use of that one. This is multicast. So we don't use class D and class. We only use these classes. So again, why we divide into the classes? To best utilization by divide the network into network and host portion. Divide the IP address into network and host portions. The network, host, host, host. The default gateway is 255.0.0.0. You know, in this case, 2 to the power of number of host bits are 24. It is also give almost 16,777 to 1 4, because there is a -2 is there. So still you want to calculate, go to calculator. 2 to the power of 24, like this. Guys, 1 second, just looking at this one. I'll be back in a minute. Just okay, so that is correct one. So this is the number of this is the other details. What is the use of subnet mask? Today no one is, at least no speaking at all. I don't know. I'm 65,534 plus -2. Two to the power of 16. 65,534. Number of hosts per network. It means you take one class B. You can one class B IP address. You can connect a 65,535 hosts, means computers, devices in it. That's the meaning. That's why it is divided. Like a logically, to divide logically, we are doing that one. Okay, so we want to divide IP address or a network logically. So for that purpose only, we divide IP address into 5 classes. Out of that, we use 3 because these 3 are unicast addresses. 254 number of hosts we can able to connect it. So again, guys, what is subnet mask? It's a subnet mask. Subnet mask divide IP address into network and host portion. Network and host portions. So using subnet mask, we will get network ID from IP address. Meaning is subnet mask will tells what is the network ID. Next, here is a point, guys. So devices communicate if there are in same network, means logical network. Devices communicate if there are in the same network, means their network ID must be same. Must be same. Means their network ID must be same. If same network ID, so they will communicate each other. They'll communicate each other. So this is about your basic IP address. Okay. Yeah, so I have taken a lot of time, almost like more than 1 hour. Okay, so what you will do? Anything we are missing in the networking, please tell me. Mainly networking part. Some are I didn't define, so some are I didn't define. How to check the IP addresses and all I didn't define. So IP config to check the IP address, IP config slash all differences. Please check that one. And second is troubleshooting with the network is also important. Cross marks and all. Yeah, ping for you. What is the use of ping? For example, you are pinging to some PC. Meaning is here to test connectivity. Use it to test connectivity. Trace RT. For example, trace RT google.com will tell you how to reach destination, how your packet traveling. How many routers are there like that? Okay. Net stack ARP space -A address resolution protocol ARP space -A. This also useful commands. Netstat ARP space -A. NetSH is also there. NetSH also there for configuring, but yeah, network related. But choose it as a very least one. Root. Print the root. So root is a command. So root print. You can define a root also. Static routing can define using root command is there, like for a bridging purpose. Okay. Any other commands I miss, please add those things also. Okay, guys. These are as I remember now till now. So these are all important. So what is network? What is internet? What is intranet? Different type of networks, different devices of network, where these devices are located, what is the use of switch, hub, router and modem differences. Okay, different type of cables. Okay, different type of cables, different type of connectivities, and what is MAC address, what is a physical address, NICs. Okay. Okay, what are the physical topologies? What are the protocols? What are the yeah, devices I already written here, right? what are the different protocols and what is the use of these protocols, and what is OSA layers, what is a TCP/IP, and what is the different IPv4 addresses. Okay, the ranges IPv4 addresses and the subnet mask ranges. Class A subnet mask, Class B subnet mask, Class C subnet mask. And what is the subnet mask? What is an IP address? Okay. Very least to least, the people will ask what is APIPA. It is automatic private IP address 169.254. This, when you see an IP address of a machine like this, it is a automatic private IP address. Okay. Next, last part is private. Yeah, networking is very big one. Networking is a very big one. So at class A, the private IP range is like this. At class B, private IP 172.16.0.02 172.31. So like this is the private class. In a class A IP address, the first portion must be same. Remaining can be changed. Class B, first portion and second portion must be same. Class C, first three portions must be same. So be careful with that one. Why? Because of when we are discussed about this private IP addresses, it is not as same as we cannot use it. For example, this is the private IP, and this is also a private IP. But both are not in a same network. Because of class B will verify first two portions same or not. First portion is same, but second portion is different. Same goes for here also. First three portions are network portions. So first three portions must be same in the. Okay, these are the private IP addresses. That's enough. NAT/PAT is there. You can try NAT and PAT. Network address translation, port address translation also. Okay, what is NAT? What is PAT? Also, just go through once our previous video. Okay, guys are okay up to now? Is it any useful or recollect your memory, or you are forget everything? No one is answering at all. Mansi, Neha, Deepak Sharma, Ankush. Okay, up to now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, after the break, I will give you a small break, 10-15 minutes, take a break. So we'll discuss about a DHCP and DNS, that is the leftover part from the server and services. Already I shared that information to you, servers and services. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Servers and services. We'll discuss about first DHCP and DNS. Very short form only, I'm trying to explain it. Okay, so not very long. So very basic lines only, I will try to explain it. Okay, and after that one, so and also if possible, I will repeat the what is active directory or group domain. I will try. One more something I'm missing, like yeah, if possible, I will take service desk definitions if you want it. Otherwise, it's okay. Otherwise, I will share the. Yesterday, I have taken a class that is also very good. Very neatly it is came. Okay, so we'll see that one. So guys, take a break. When we will be back. So come back at 12:35. 15 minutes break. Okay. Have some tea or thing. Don't sleep. Okay. Yeah, I didn't stop recording. Okay.